today. Raise your hand if you've been to one of our New York events. Wow. Okay, so raise your hand if you found out about this event through Eventbrite. Okay. A friend, word of mouth. Okay. Instagram ad. Wow. Okay, well, welcome to our event. Before we get started, we have a video we would like to show. This is the first event we held 2 years ago. And it'll share like our story.
So I think that our story is different from our normal events, just because we made it because we couldn't find what we were looking for in Chicago. We just wanted to meet like the best digital influencers, digital marketers. You know, I've heard the whole entrepreneur story 50 million times, the whole motivational speech, but I wanted actual advice.
And we want to hear like key insights into how someone became famous or how someone succeeded in their business and what they're really doing to crush the competition. So people walk away like, oh my gosh, this event was amazing. You gotta go to the next one.
We want to use this event as a place to interview really smart people we meet here in Chicago and show them to our community as well.
A lot of times you see people they'll make a bunch of money that share their story, but for us, we're in the ground. We know what people feel in that sort of trench, and we want to put together a great place that will connect all the top hardworking people that help one another.
As this keeps progressing, we're looking to have, Thomas has his panel and I'll have my panel. So the people that I'm interested in, I would interview them. So more on the mobile area, and Thomas would interview people more on the digital area. And what I want to do for my panel specifically is actually have like actionable things. Like, let's say you would have an app and you want to learn how to grow it. I'll walk you through it. And okay, go ahead and ask any questions. Instead of me just talking about my journey and whatnot, like I want to provide value in terms of like, okay, this is how to do X, Y, and Z, and I'm here to ask any questions right now. And if I can't answer, there's a bunch of other smart people here that can answer it. So
that way people can walk away and be like, wow, this is amazing by great people. I learned a lot. And that's what I want people to think about Sapphire story.
So that was us 2 years ago. And I want to share why I started this event. When I was in college 3 years ago, I would go to networking events. I was trying to be an entrepreneur. I would meet people, but they weren't like accepting. They would be like, "Why are you doing entrepreneurship? It's so different." And when I went to the event, I was alone. I was shy, and trying to meet people was very difficult. So I wanted to do something. And when I met speakers who were high level, they would look down at me and be like, "Okay, I don't know why you're doing this." So I felt like there needs to be a better event for all of us to connect, and it should be about passion and what you love to do, but people are encouraging. So that event was the first event we started with no money. At the time, I was figuring out what I wanted to do with my life, and the best way to figure things out was to interview the top people. So to put together that event, what we did was I got in touch with WeWork 2 weeks ago before the event. I asked Anish, my business partner, I'm like, we should do an event, and he's like, just go for it. But we had no money, so like, how did we make this happen? So it was just constant outreach to friends in Chicago. Once we got the venue, we had to get people to show up and provide food. So to get money for food, we charged people $15 on Eventbrite, but we didn't have any paid media budget. So to get people, I went on LinkedIn. I sent over like 1,000 messages, like every day I would message people, like, hey, I have this awesome event in Chicago where you can go to meet like-minded people. Over time, people said yes, they bought the ticket, and I remember we had $600, which was like 50 plus people, and that was our food money. But this is the funny part. So Giordano's, if you guys are familiar with the pizza brand in Chicago, super good deep dish. And I was very excited because I told the nation, like, we have money for food now, for the people. And I called them, I ordered like $500 worth of pizza, but the problem was I got the date wrong. So what happened was they called me that evening. It was like 7 p.m. That was the day before the event, and they're like, "Hey, your pizza's here." And I was like, I just looked at it and I'm like, okay, what do I do? Do I just put the pizza in my room? Like, do I just like go there and just hold it somewhere? And luckily they were kind, and they're like, "No problem, Thomas. we understand you didn't do this on purpose, so they donated it to the fire department. So I actually did a good deed. I helped the fire department, not on purpose, but we gave them $500 worth of pizza, and they loved it. So, the next day was our event. It was amazing. The food came. The people were so kind, and it was nice to see their interaction. Like everybody who attended had a great time, and it felt nice to make a difference. So today we're here. Nice venue. I now have a company called Sapphire Apps Media. We work with the largest brands like TikTok, Tencent. We help them with user acquisition. And this all started like 2 years ago, just like trying to talk to people and learn from them and growing together. So with that being said, raise your hand if you're out there chasing your passion, which is everybody here. So give yourself a round of applause for coming out on a Saturday when you guys are going to be at the Santa Claus and whatever, like all day today. You guys choose to be here, and you guys should be proud of that. And now I want to introduce my co-founder, Anish, to share more about our events and the agenda. So please give him a round of applause.
Hey guys, once again, thank you for joining us here today and skipping SantaCon to come join us here today. But Thomas went through a lot of things that, why we started this and what we're doing now. And I just wanted to say, we want to make sure those spirits live on through our events. Meet people, help them out, and just don't try to get stuff from people, but generally just be interested in how you can provide value, because that's what we did for the events. And it actually translated into business too. So we have an agency called Sapphire Apps Media. We work with great brands. We have team members in China, Georgia, LA, Chicago. And this all happened with 2 guys from Chicago with no connections. But we met some awesome people along the way that helped us out. And hopefully you guys can meet great people here that can help you along your journey as well. With that, I'd like to introduce the first panel. And moderating the first panel, we have the head of global trends at Sapphire Apps, Andrea. Come on down. Next on the panel, we have Denise, media